Church. It's a place where we come together for friendship and fellowship. It's a community that strengthens us and gives us courage. It's a body of believers who work together to change lives and make a difference. Church isn't a building. Church is a family. But what if the head of that family was a pedophile? Welcome to Racine Underground. Welcome to Racine Underground, your trusted news source for the people, by the people. Today, we want to introduce you to Pastor Leon Bernabe Alverez, a 37-year-old illegal immigrant from Mexico who pastored a small bilingual church, Iglesia Nueva Esperanza, in Racine, Wisconsin. He was loved by his congregation according to former members. According to one former member, Pastor Alverez was a great leader. He was the kind of person that would do anything to help someone in need. Whether it be giving away food, clothing to his community, Pastor Alverez was always there. In January 2023, law enforcement received information that Pastor Alverez was doing more than ministering to his flock. A now adult female contacted police with some very disturbing information about the beloved pastor. An investigator with the Racine Police Department and a forensic interviewer spoke to the female. The now 18-year-old stated that Pastor Alverez began to assault her August of 2020 when she was only 14 years old. In the criminal complaint, the victim goes into detail, explaining the abuse started as touching but escalated to inappropriate massages. The victim stated that she was at a church event up north when Pastor Alverez allegedly had her jump on his back for a piggyback ride and touched her buttocks. She said he made it seem like he was just pushing her up, so she did not slip down. When they returned from the church camping trip, Pastor Alverez allegedly insisted she continue to participate in the piggyback rides at the church, even though she didn't want to. Alverez continued to touch her buttocks during those rides multiple times. On one occasion, the victim stated, she was setting up instruments at the church when Pastor Alverez grabbed her dress, pulled the back of it, and looked at her front and her back. She further stated that Pastor Alverez would follow her into a room, try to get her in there alone, and sometimes would attempt to carry her inside. She told police she felt guilty about what had happened. That's why she needed to tell someone. The criminal complaint also details a time when the victim was arguing with her father. She stated her parents asked Alverez to talk to her. The victim stated that Alverez brought her to the church when no one was around and laid her down on a mat in the children's playroom. She stated he massaged her body with olive oil, rubbing her back, stomach, and under her breast. The victim also stated that Alverez made 2 attempts at putting his hand down her pants. Both times she said no. During this encounter, she stated, he used the oil to make a cross on her head and told her, "I don't know why your dad doesn't love you. If I was your dad, I would give you the world." Pastor Alverez also allegedly often tried to give the girl money or gifts. In March 2023, a second victim emerges, a now 21-year-old woman that alleges Pastor Alverez also abused her. The woman stated she knows the first woman who reported the alleged abuse. The woman had told her mother about something similar that happened with Alverez in the winter of 2021, but stated she didn't report it at the time because she did not want to believe that he would do something like that because he was the pastor of the church, and he was someone she put her trust into. The second female told investigators that Alverez was helping her with her anxiety issues, and she trusted him. She stated they would meet frequently and that he would go as far as to text her and call her. Alverez also allegedly told her that if he was her age, he would go for her, and also told her she was pretty on several occasions. The woman stated that on one occasion, Alverez stated to her that he spoke to her mother, who said it was okay for him to come over and counsel her, as he allegedly had done with the first female. When the mother was interviewed by police, she denied ever having that conversation with Alverez. The second victim stated that her and Alverez would meet in her mother's basement, and that Alverez would take out a mini jar of some sort of oil, made a sign of a cross on her head, and began to give her a scalp massage. Alverez would then start massaging her underneath her sweater, started to press his body against her, and put his hands down her tailbone. The victim stated that once Alverez would finish the massage, he would say a prayer and the two would go back up the stairs. Once upstairs, the girl's mother confronted Alverez, and he admitted he gave her a massage but denied he did anything inappropriate with her daughter. The victim told police she had about 15 more sessions with Alverez after that initial incident. On January 18, 2024, an arrest warrant was issued for Leon Bernabe Alverez. Alverez was subsequently arrested and transported to the Racine County Jail. On Monday, January 13, 2025, Alverez was found guilty on 2 counts of attempted sexual exploitation by therapists and 1 count of child enticement. Alverez was sentenced to 11 years in prison. During the sentencing, one of the victims spoke and said,
"All I know is that what happened that day in the basement will forever be ingrained in my mind, and he will never know how he affected my life afterwards."
Y lo único que puedo decir es que lo siento y lamento mucho.
And the only thing I can say is that I'm sorry and I feel a lot for you.
When interviewed, his attorney stated, Leon Alverez is in the United States illegally and will be placed in immigration custody after the sentencing. This has been Racine Underground.